Can you get any more exact? Our 0 to 60 was actually pretty nice. And compared to some other cars. All right, we're gonna try and do some 0 to 60. Maybe we'll get quarter mile. Who knows? All right, let's go have some fun. Never done this yet. We're gonna see what the Giulia can do. Completely stock. 0 to 60. Maybe quarter mile. First, I gotta figure out how the hell I get out of this driveway. All right, super sluggish off the line. It's just the throttle sensitivity right off the line is pretty slow. All right, you gotta be quiet. Are you gonna keep talking to me? Because I'm not recording right now. I could have sworn I just heard her say something. All right, she should be off now. So we have it in D mode. We're gonna leave it in automatic D mode, let everything shift for us. From my experience, when you put it in manual mode and you try to shift near a red line, there's a delay and a lag that happens sometimes. You have to kind of short shift to really give it that harder shift. But if you just let it do its own thing, it kind of shifts harder. I assume it shifts a little bit shorter, but we're gonna see how that is. It's usually only like the first couple gears. I don't know. I've had that issue where I rev it out and I'm about to be at red line, hit the paddle, and it's just kind of slow. It's slow to get to the next gear, but if you're not doing it at red line, then it's really, really quick. With that said, like I said, we're just gonna let the computer do its thing and see what we can get. So we don't have too much gas, which is gonna be in our favor if I can find a spot to do this before we run out of gas. It only has 2 lines. If I get down to 1 line, that's where I'm gonna be like, uh-oh, and then I might have to go and actually get some gas. Actually, with that said, I gotta see. I was told you can change this. Let me see. I think it's the button over here. So now it shows miles per hour. Now miles per hour is on the top. Okay, trip A, B. Can I see my boost? I've been told I can see my boost. I just don't know how. That's G-force. And back to miles an hour. Huh. I wonder if there's another way to customize it then. Because I can't see it just from this. Unless I'm blind, because I'm driving, so I'm not staring at it. But whatever, we'll just leave it at miles per hour. It would be sweet if we can see boost. I heard that 2020s and up you can. But I don't know how to do it yet. So someone knows how to do it, drop a comment. Let me know how to get to that. If it's on here, I don't know. I don't drive this car enough and I haven't dove into like all the features yet on the clusters and this and that to figure everything out. So if you know, if you can do it, let me know how to do it. We might even do a 40 to 100 test. It's kind of like my little go-to thing. It's easy to do. I know like in draggy and by other standards, 60 to 130 is that typical pull, but that is harder to do. 40 to 100, pretty simple to do. And I've done that in other cars, and I kind of use that as a little way to compare the power in manuals. It's usually second to fourth or whatever. But yeah, we're probably gonna do, even if I don't specifically do 40 to 100, if we do quarter mile, we're gonna probably get to 40 to 100 anyway. And that'll be a nice little comparison to compare to, let's say, for example, my 124 Spider, which is modified, and a bunch of other cars. I have like a little list that I have, and I'll just kind of update that and put this in there as well. But the goal today is to get some 0 to 60, hopefully quarter mile, and then that 40 to 100 as well. So, our 0 to 60 was actually pretty nice if I can see correctly, 5.3. Our quarter mile, I can't tell just yet. 13.8, not bad. Not bad. Take a screenshot of that. Okay. We'll get into that more in a bit, but that wasn't too shabby. Maybe we'll do another one. So that one was a little bit worse. 5.68 and the quarter mile was 14.17. So most importantly, we're gonna have to see if either of those wasn't a downhill slope. Like if the first one was downhill, then that might have been why it was quicker. It might have been invalid. Honestly, that did not look like a downhill slope the first time. This actually looked more uphill, and if anything, it might have just been heat soaked. So we're gonna shut this off right here, and then we're gonna go take a peek and actually look at both of those numbers in a split second. I'll probably just fast forward to that. We'll analyze it and just take a peek real quick in the car. All right, it is hot. I got the sun blasting on the left side of me. I don't know if we can see over here. So let's go see if the first one, so 0 to 60. The first one was 5.32. Was it valid? Yes, it was. 5.32. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Probably pop it on screen. So 0 to 60 in very, very hot temperatures. It is, what is it, 83 degrees. That is pretty warm. What else does it say here? 0 to 60 is 5.32, including the 1 foot rollout, which is what all magazines usually use. 5.03, almost in the 4s. Now we're gonna go check the quarter mile that we did. The first one, our quarter mile, 13.8 at 99.39. Was it valid? Yes, it was. I gotta say, I am very happy with those numbers. 13.8 at almost 100 miles an hour. 13.8 at 99.39 to be exact. Our 60 foot was not that great at 2.2. That was with all-wheel drive, with doing a little bit of brake boosting. It doesn't push off the line that hard. That's the problem. It doesn't go like off the line. It doesn't really take off. But I'm still happy. 13.8 at 99.39, almost 100. Our 8th mile for that one was 8.89 at 80.65 miles per hour. 8.89 at 80.65 miles per hour. This was also valid. I will put all of these on screen for you guys. We'll probably go over it a little bit more when we go inside. I was just excited because I saw 13s and yeah, almost 100. So that's not bad, completely stock. I don't know what they're meant to do. I'm really only referencing this off of like my 124, and I think these are decent numbers. Being in the 13s, that's pretty good, and you know, trapping almost 100 miles an hour. I don't even know what these things do stock. I literally came out here to do this blind, in the sense that I did not, you know what am I even talking this? Let's look what the magazines say. Let's go to 0 to 60.com. So we're gonna look right now. Go to 0 to 60.com. We're gonna go, of course, Alfa is not a popular car, so I need to go to look at more. Let's go see what the Giulia actually says, what people say it does. What do the magazines say that it does? I have a 2020 Ti Sport Q4. 13.8. Can you get any more exact? Did I not just run a 13.8? Yes, I did. I ran a 13.80. And according to 0 to 60, this car runs a 13.8. We ran it to a T. 0 to 60 says 5.2, and we got 5.32. And I do believe a better launch will get this easily into the lower 5, so that 5.2 or even better. It just has so much sluggishness off the line. So, with my tests, in, mind you, very warm conditions, 83 degrees. If it was cooler, we probably could have got even better. This being a turbo engine and sucking up all this hot air, it's been pretty warm today. So 13.8 was what the magazine says. 13.8 is what we got in the quarter mile. We trapped just about 100. It was what, 99 point something. 0 to 60, we got 5.3. They said 5.2. And then the 8th mile, we got 8.89 at 80 miles an hour, 80.65. I will have those videos to showcase to you. You could see it because I did record it through here. And then I'll probably just quickly analyze when we get home to run down how it compares. All right, so we're gonna do a quick breakdown of the 4200 that we got and the Alfa Romeo Giulia TI Sport and compare it to some other cars that I have tested, which is everything you see in blue over here, and then another local YouTuber from New Jersey that I've met up with and did some like airport runs and stuff with. That YouTube is Speed Labs. Definitely check his out. He does some pretty cool cinematic stuff with cars. And then in green is the Giulia. That's going to be today's new result. Up top, you're going to see one that's kind of blurred out. The fastest, 6.23. And it was a manual. I've been slacking. I did that a long time ago. That's to come, so stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't. But it's actually funny the way this completely stock Giulia TI Sport did. It sits right in the middle of two of my cars that I own and some other cars that I've tested. So as we can see, it did a 10.82, 40 to 100 miles per hour. My Honda S2000 is just below it, a hair slower at 11.05. And then my Fiat 124 Spider, before we like optimize it with the bigger turbo, I should say. As you can see, it was full bolt-ons, the EC 1446 Plus Turbo Phase 3 tune. I think this was like the first iteration of it. It did a 10.22. Now the stock 124 Spider, I did not do the test, but it is the slowest on this list, all the way down at 15.24. When I had just a Phase 1 tune, you'll see that blue, 3 rows up at 11.94. And then he did with just a catback 11.7 with an S2000 right above that. But my stock S2000, I was able to get 11.05. But 10.82, not too bad. It's still slower than the 124 Spider when I had the bigger turbo, but you need to get a bigger turbo, a Phase 3 tune, and that's a manual. Keep that in mind as well. Then we eventually got that car to be 9.32, which that's pretty quick. I know people always crap on the 124 Spider. Like, yes, it took a lot to get there, but 9.32, that's just a little bit slower, as you see, than a 2018 Audi S5 Coupe. It's quicker than a stock Ford Focus RS, than a 535i. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty quick. But this one here at 10.82, completely stock, is, as you can see, about a full second slower than a Ford Focus RS, about a full second quicker than a Phase 1 tune 124 Spider, which is very minimal, just exhaust intake and a tune, that's it. And then we have the Mazda 3, that was my girlfriend's old car at 11.5. That thing's pretty quick for what it is. I wish they made that with a manual transmission, or Mazda put that engine in something else, because I think there's a lot of potential for that. The 2.5 liter all-wheel drive turbo, that thing was nice. You might hear, I got Discord bouncing off in the background, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to keep this short. Let me actually pause that because it's getting annoying. All right, I think we just shut that off. So, like I said, we're going to keep this short. You can pause it. You can go over. We got a bunch of faster cars on top. Of course, there's no reason to compare. Like, we got the other Alfa Romeo, the 4C Spider, 8.64. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot quicker. But this is just, again, me comparing it to some other cars that either I have tested or another local YouTuber has tested, so it's in the same area, because as we all know, elevation, temperature, all that stuff makes a difference. At least here we have elevation the same, but there are going to be other variables, driver mods when it comes to manual, temperature, DA, all that stuff. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this. What you think about this as a stock car, the quarter mile time that we got, the Series 60 time that we got. We're going to be putting on some mods on this car. We're going to be testing this again, so stay tuned for more. You can check out drivendistrict.com for some performance parts, for some merch. Great way to support the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.